What's up, Survivor Thrivers? Authentically me, Regina B, is back to give you an update on our progress through cognitive behavioral therapy, retrain your brain in 7 weeks, as well as let that go. If you are new to the channel, those are the two therapy workbooks that I am working through. Here's the first one, and it is by Dr. Seth J. Gillihan. And the second one is more lighthearted, more fun, but it's Let That Go. And it is by Monica Sweeney. So let's get right into it. I'm to week 5, which is time and task management, but I haven't been able to sit down and film an update because a couple of reasons. Since we're talking about time and task management, the first reason is I just really haven't felt like it. Being a full-time stay-at-home mom, I am stretched really thin sometimes. Just being a human being and letting my children be human beings and trying to be the best mom I can while dealing with annoyances, frustration, and agitation, as well as, good feelings of love and joy and happiness. There's that other side of being a stay-at-home parent to where you're just like, So in my downtime, a lot of times I just want to be distracted. I want to watch YouTube. I want to watch whatever I want to watch on YouTube. Sometimes it's something funny. Sometimes it's something serious. Sometimes it's, just random. Honestly, it's whatever spikes my interest. I just want to sit down and do that so that I have the energy just to answer back-to-back questions, to hear fighting, to, just to be able to be a stay-at-home mom is such a rewarding job, but it is so challenging as well. And if you're also someone that tries to work towards being the best version, the better version of yourself without tearing yourself apart, it can be challenging because in one moment I might feel like, yes, Lord, I got this, I'm patient. And then I lose my patience with somebody in my family. And I'm just kind of like, oh, I guess I'm not. So anyway, let's jump right into this update, taking you through week 5. I'm going to do my best to keep this video short. And I think I can do that very, very well. Because to be quite honest, this particular week is going to be a week for me to come back to at a later time. Like maybe sometime in January 2020, not January, but in 2022 when my youngest goes to pre-K. Because when she goes to pre-K, then I'll have much more free time to be able to set some big tasks for myself. Like I want to do some updates around my home. I want to learn how to do some home repairs for myself, and I want to tackle those. And so I think this chapter would be good for those big tasks that I want to do, and then having the subtasks as we're going to get into, or if I'm going to go back to work full-time, or if I'm going to go back to doing hair part-time. I think this will be good for next year, 2022. So I'm going to go through it really, really fast, just because I have to be flexible. Hey, what's up, honey?
What's up?
Hi, Mommy.
Hi.
What's up? Where's
What you doing?
She's taking a nap.
Finally, huh?
You know what I'm doing, Harper, because you've
She
been
finally
here.
took a nap. Just out
That's
here?
the one that asked me all the questions. Huh?
Just out here?
Yeah, he's here. He's in his room.
Okay. What y'all been doing? Who's drinking my juice?
So jumping right back
No,
into...
it wasn't me.
Hold on, it's too loud. So jumping right back into what I'm trying to do. And you know what I told myself? I was like, if there comes to be distractions or, my family or whatever, this is our house. So in my mind, when I first started this, I wanted to be in a quiet place. I didn't want any noise. And that honestly is not realistic. It's not authentically me. Like there's people moving about everywhere. And so to be able to try to find a little quiet spot to do something is just, it wasn't realistic. But what I will say is the reason also that this isn't really constructive for my life right now is I have to be flexible. And so what that means is, like, let's say I do plan a task that I need to get done, something that I've been needing to get on top of, and I set a time for it and I set a date for it. I set all these reminders, and then one of my children could get sick. And then somebody could have had a really bad night and I'm just really tired because I didn't get a good night's sleep, or I just didn't get a good night's sleep because I had a restless night's sleep. It's going to counter what we learned in like week 2 or 3 when we first started doing our planned activities. And the reason behind doing that is so that we get that sense of reward, we get that sense of accomplishment by doing a planned activity. You know, going to a yoga class is so much different from, you know, replace all the drywall down in our finished basement. You know, it's like, that's not realistic. So let's jump right into this update. And thank you so much for spending this time. I wanted to get this video out before Christmas for a couple of reasons, because I need to, but also to wish you a Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. If you don't, happy holidays to you. I hope you will. I hope you're in good health, and just happy December 25th. Happy December 25th. I'm glad that you've made it to this video. Happy New Year. And let's just get into it, because I don't want to waste too much of your time. And no matter how much time you spend watching this video, I really, really appreciate the support. Every view is so supportive to me, whether it's a big one or a little one. I'm a little channel right now, the little channel that could. 6 months in, we just gonna see where we grow and see where we go. But let's hop right into it. You see, that's the second time he done came to the refrigerator.
Do your thing.
He know what's in there. Okay, so jumping into week 5, time and task management. So it says, last week you continued planning enjoyable and important activities, and you began actively confronting your unhelpful thoughts. This week we'll continue with these techniques. We'll also turn to the topic of managing our time well and completing tasks effectively. Review the list of 5 activities you plan to complete on page 106. How did they go? Record anything that stands out in the space below. As you know, I come over here to my journal because I don't want to write in my book, but it says all the planned activities I completed so far have went well. Yes, when I went to my race, attended a Pilates class, organizing my room and bathroom, putting up the tree, which I had to go to Home Depot by myself to get some things. And, you know, I have a little bit of that social anxiety in there. So that was something I was proud of that I did. Yes, there were anxious feelings / thoughts. But doing the activity anyway has been rewarding and has helped my confidence. So true. And so then it says, choose 5 more activities from your list to complete in the coming week. Carefully consider which ones to do, and don't be afraid to challenge yourself with some of your hardest activities. There's a good chance the more difficult activities are, the more rewarding they will be. So my planned activities is I put, and this was on December 3rd, guys. And today is Tuesday, December 21st. So, yeah. Like I said, I've completed this entire week. I just haven't had time to update. But anyway, so for that, I put go to 8 a.m. spin class with a friend. But I ended up going by myself because she wasn't able to go. And so far, I have attended 2 spin classes. So check that off, and it was very rewarding. Sorry, somebody's using the air fryer, and I'm in the kitchen, which is like one of my favorite places to be. Anyway, so the next one was call my friend, which I actually did, and we had a great conversation, and we just updated each other on life since Thanksgiving, clean my room, and go through clothes and shoes to donate. At the time, I had not done that, but I have done that so far, and it felt so great to just donate. I remember I was walking around my house like, wow, it really is better to give than to receive, because it just felt really great to just give without asking, and for people to be surprised, like, free? Do you mean free? Because I gave away, I wear my Apple Watch, and I used to have, for tracking my runs and health and things like that, I used to use Garmin, my Garmin 235 watch, and I just gave that away for free. Just gave it away with some running shoes, and it was just like a really good feeling. So I did do that, and I'm going in my room looking in my closet like, yeah. So then vlog in a store or restaurant, I have not done that. I still, you know, when I'm in public, I still am at that point where I'm dealing with that social anxiety, and I'm already so self-conscious in the moment that I just can't yet. But one day I know that I will edit and upload a video. I did edit and upload a video, so that was my week 4 update for you guys. If you haven't checked that one out, check it out. So then it says plan 5 more activities. I just read the activities that I had planned at that time. And so then it says, as always, plan in your calendar specific times to do your activities. Lastly, review the challenging your thought forms you completed. In the space below, summarize the kinds of thinking errors, if any, you've noticed. Did they cluster around a core theme? Yes. And it was, I'm going to mess things up, or I'm a mess up and bad things are going to happen to me. So yeah. So let's see, that was all a part of day 1. So as you guys know, if you don't know, and if you're new to the channel, whenever he starts a new week, he starts with a client. I believe the clients are all anonymous. Obviously, he probably changes their name for privacy, but he starts with a client session in reference to the specific whatever we're talking about in the chapter. And so it says time management with Walter. I'm going to summarize this for you really quickly, but Walter is in college. He's used to doing well in college, but he's recently had some really upsetting things happen. One of his friends died unexpectedly, and it has him thinking about life and thinking about death, and it just has him really, really distracted to where he doesn't feel like studying. He said when he does go to the library, he pulls out his phone and he's scrolling through, social media, and by the time he looks up and it's time to go, he hasn't completed anything. He doesn't feel motivated when he goes to his room to study. And the fact that he's doing poorly and he's so far behind, he's had to drop a couple of classes, I believe it said, and he's used to being successful at school. So that's making him even more depressed. And then he's being anxious about, deadlines as far as essays and different things like that. So he has a lot on his plate. And so then we go into the effects of depression and anxiety on time and task management. As it is with so many of us, Walter's depression and anxiety made it hard for him to take care of things. When we're depressed, it's hard to find motivation. High levels of anxiety don't help either, since they can lead to avoiding the very things we need to do. So true. Both anxiety and depression can make it hard to concentrate and interfere with our ability to be effective problem solvers. As we struggle to fulfill our commitments, our depression and anxiety can worsen, perpetuating a familiar cycle. I feel like when the change that has hit the world, the new normal came around, I really felt like it was causing me depression and anxiety, because in my mind, being a stay-at-home mom, the home is my job. And so when I'm looking around and stuff that is probably not that big a deal, like it's insignificant, but for me, it will make me feel depressed. Like, oh, I'm not even getting anything done. Like, I'm not, even cleaning up my kitchen, which was something I really enjoyed doing when everyone would leave the house. But it was something that was a source of depression, because it's like, well, as soon as I clean up, somebody's going to need something because we're all home. But that was me putting extra pressure on myself and making me snippy and making me depressed. And I noticed that when I have this thing like, I need to do this, I need to do that, I'm more agitated and I'm more easily irritated, because I am feeling depressed about a pressure that I put on myself. Nobody put it on me. Nobody said, like, from the time everybody leaves out the house, so back before everything happened, maybe like from 9 to all the way up until 2 something, your kitchen is just clean. Like, the dishes are put away, the counters are cleaned off, your front living room, everything is picked up and vacuumed and the mirror wiped down. And it gave me a sense of satisfaction whenever I would walk around and it's quiet and it's me and my littlest one, and maybe she's taking a nap. It would give me just a sense of satisfaction. But then when everything hit and I was like, I need to do this, need to do that, it was making me depressed, because I was just, so as I said, I was putting this undue pressure on myself. But being depressed and anxious definitely can affect us when there's things that we need to do. And so then it says, how have depression and anxiety affected your ability to complete tasks? And I said, I can become easily distracted. Binge watching videos is a go-to for me for avoidance. I'm good at making time to run by picking what time I'm going, how long, and where I'm going. But other things I definitely struggle with. So it says, take a few moments to think about your own time management. What do you tend to do well in managing your time? What strategies work well for you? And oh, that was my answer. I'm good at making time to run by picking what time I'm going, how long, and where I'm going to run. And I listened to like a Headspace guided run, and it was on appreciation. And it said to look at your life. Ooh, what happened? The thing broke? The thing dropped. Hold on one second. I'll be right back.